Yeah, it was. Both teams had a chance yesterday. We had a couple of good looks to get that lead from one up to three or four, and Drake had two or three really good opportunities to take the lead, and neither of those things happened. And so fortunate to have it go our way by the time it was all said and done yesterday. But I will tell you this: we played really hard again. We had defensively did a great job in the first half of making things tough for them. Took some things away from them, forced them into some longer possessions. Just had a really good defensive first half, and that was an opportunity for us. We scored some, but that was an opportunity for us to maybe get out ahead a little bit. We didn't do it, and as good as Drake has been this year, at some point during the course of the 40 minutes that their offense is going to get started, and it did in the second half. We had a harder time, and they got some things they wanted, and they had some guys make plays. So give them credit because it wasn't their best first half. They've really played well, and we were able to get them slowed down. But like I said, at the end of the day, we both teams had a couple that didn't go in, and we were fortunate to get the last couple free throws. So on to Indiana State. They're coming off a nice road win at Evansville. Their lineup is they got a bunch of versatility in their lineup. Jordan Barnes is one of the top handful of guys in our league. Tyreek Key has been terrific for him as a sophomore, and then the rest of their group they've got good size on the perimeter. The versatility, like I said, is really good. They can switch some things defensively. They've always done a good job of moving the basketball, driving the basketball. One of the things that I think they've been really good at here of late is getting the ball inside. They've had a couple guys, Rickman and Kessinger. Both those guys have been able to score for them, and they've gone to those guys at important times during the course of the game. So you've got a great backcourt. You've got a handful of guys that have got size and versatility at both ends of the floor, and then you've got those guys up front that they're comfortable throwing the ball to in important situations. So with that, I would take questions.
with Barnes and Tyreek and Christian, how do those guys kind of play off each other, and what types of challenges will they provide your defense there?
Yeah, Christian Williams has played. He's played a lot here in the last 5 games for sure, and maybe a little longer than that. But he seems to have settled in as more of a full-time guy now, and he's played very well in league games. It gives him another scorer to go with that backcourt of Barnes and Key, and that anytime you add another guy when you're already dealing with Barnes, who he's got as a junior, he's got a bunch of experience. He can score it in about every way imaginable. And then Key he was very good as a freshman last year, but he's doubled his points per game, and he's proven himself to be one of the better players in the league, for sure one of the better young players in the league. And it gives him a third guy that puts a lot of pressure on your defense. That can Williams' size and length and his ability to get downhill. That's going to be a challenge. And when you've got a guy doing that, and you've got to defend Barnes and Key on the three-point line, but those guys also can move it and put it on the ground. It gives them another guy that can help make things just a little bit easier for those two guards.
David Drake goes long stretches of defensive stops. What are going to be some of the keys to turning some of those stops into points on the other end? Can you get some more transition things going, or
Yeah.
like that with the offense when your defense is playing really well?
Yeah, we'd sure like to, and that's a great question because that was a long stretch that we were coming up with stops, and we didn't do a lot about it at the offensive end, and so we'd sure like to. Going back through it, man, we had some good possessions and we had some good opportunities and didn't get points out of it. So, there's a part of it where we've got to continue to do what we're doing, maybe just do it a little bit better. And then also take a look at in transition is one of them. We haven't been maybe as good in transition. The game, the number of possessions has come down. Part of that to do with some of the injuries and continuing to have to shift our lineup and just figure out a way to hold down the fort a little bit. Part of it to do with the emphasis that we've continued to put at the defensive end of the floor, so that we're defending and rebounding at a high level, so that we've got a chance every night that we play. But yeah, we've got to, and I think the guys they're executing better. Offensively, we're moving the ball better, we're executing better, but we've got to continue to find some ways to get some more points on the board.